I still obviously love, going out there and competing, but on the other side of that, there's a lot of family things that are very important to me. And certainly the health of my parents is very important. And although I was far away, I had three sisters who were, doing everything they could to help at the time too. So I'll be very excited to certainly know my parents will be in the stands for the game on Sunday. They only made it to one game this year. It wasn't a very good outcome. The Saints game at home, which was pretty rough for all of us, but I'll have a full contingent, all coming in on, I think, Saturday afternoon and ready to watch the game and cheer us on.
Go to Greg Allman.
Hey, Tom, we had talked to Bruce last week, and he said this has been the most rewarding year of his coaching career. Obviously, you guys have had some amazing things to celebrate together. I just want to ask you how much you've enjoyed his personality and figuring out ways to work with him and win together here in the last couple months.
Yeah, I think, from the moment that I really met him, and obviously I'd known about BA, over the course of a lot of years. He's, a coach who's been in the league a while, but, he came and commentated for, I think, one or two of our games when he was doing that. And then, got to meet him and speak to him really during free agency. And then, the whole pandemic and so forth is kind of still ongoing. It's very difficult to develop, real relationship because we're just didn't have the opportunity through OTAs and so forth to communicate, but we did speak on Zoom and with the captains at one point. We got I think a couple rounds of golf in, which was a lot of fun. And, and just to understand his personality, understand his background. And, I had seen his football life. I had seen, a lot of other things that kind of, that have been broadcast and so forth, but he's a great man. He's a great leader. He's a great person. He's, a great friend. He's very loyal. He's just got a great way about communicating effectively with everybody around here. And everybody has a great affection for him, for the person he is. There's nobody that ever would say anything bad about BA. He's so endearing to everybody. And I think everyone wants to win for him. And I think that's what coach, what you want to do for a coach is you want to get out there and you want to win for him. And he puts a lot into it, expects a lot out of it. Has high expectations for us every day of practice, and just really excited for him to be recognized in the way that he is. I know he's two-time coach of the year, but just done an amazing job this year with the team in really adverse situations, and just, love playing for him.
We'll go over to Jenna Lane.
Hey, Tom, along those same lines, well, actually, first and foremost, I'm glad that your parents are both doing better. That's wonderful news. Absolutely. So glad to hear that. Along those same lines of what you just said to Greg, Bruce Arians told us at the NFL Combine, if he could have his pick, it was going to be you, right? Like if you were going to be a free agent, it was going to be you. And some people might have even laughed at him because this was a 7-9 team at the time. But, his life really motto is no risk it, no biscuit. And I'm just wondering, especially for you at the age of 43, coming here, like, is it freeing in a way to play for a coach that's like that? And even, for a GM that operates much in the same way, where it's like, they're going to take chances. They're going to swing for the fences.
I'd like to think that I wasn't that much of a chance after a lot of years. I think I had a great, and becoming a free agent and then have an opportunity to continue my playing career. So, I love the opportunity that presented itself here, which is ultimately why I chose here, was because I really love the coaching staff. I loved the players, the kind of players that they had. I looked at those players and thought, wow, these are some really great players. It was to be a good opportunity for me. I obviously in a different conference, different division, all that I didn't quite know about. So in the end, I just made a lot of different choices, and I don't want to revisit them all, but, I'm pretty detailed and thorough. I went through a process of decisions and thinking about everything that really mattered to me in some way, in one form or another. Obviously, a lot of family considerations. my son lives in New York, and I didn't want to be too far from him, and just ended up being a great fit. And I've just loved just as it's played out, I've just thought, wow, this has really been a magical year, really, for me as a player, to switch teams, which, that takes a lot, and to move my family and to go to a different conference, and then to keep building the way we did and develop a rapport with the guys that we have here. I mean, there's so much about football is about the relationship you get with your teammates, your coaches. And, it's certainly, the fact that we're still playing feels really good for me, and understand we put a lot into it. And, hopefully we can go finish the job. That would be the best part about the season, is winning the last game. It's always been a goal to win the last game of the year. So we got an opportunity to do it. It's certainly not going to be easy. And it's going to take everything we got. We're going up against a great championship level team, and it's going to take our best.
Time for a few more. We'll go to John Romano.
Hey, Tom, you grew up watching the 49ers. You know what it's like to see a Hall of Fame quarterback leave a fan base. I'm curious, if you were a New England fan today, would you be happy or sad to see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl?
I had an incredible 20 years, really this incredible 20 years. And I wouldn't change anything over the course of 20 years that were magical, and all the relationships, again, that I developed. And, those shaped me into who I am as a person, as a player. My kids were born in Boston. I have great affection for the city, everything that Boston has meant to me and my family, and all of New England, not just Boston. I didn't even know where New England was when I got picked by New England. That was always a funny story. They called me and they said, "Oh, you've been picked by New England." And I was like, "That's amazing. Where's New England?" And landed in Providence, which really screwed me up because that's not even in Massachusetts. So, it was a great 20 years. And at the end of the day, I had an opportunity to, again, become a free agent. I evaluated different opportunities, and just tried to make the best possible decision for myself and my family, and chose Tampa. And it's just been an amazing experience. The only thing that's been difficult, again, is, just haven't been able to meet. There's a lot of people in here that I just have never really got a chance to get to know. I mean, certain players on defense that I just don't know very well. We're not able to be together in certain rooms. We're not able to eat together. We're not able to travel well. We don't get the normal camaraderie that you have on a normal team. So under the circumstances, we're all doing the best we could do. And, it's been a tricky year in that sense. But, again, just going to try to go do my best like I always do to try to finish the job this coming week.
Close out with one from Sarah Walsh.
Hey, Tom, I'm curious, as someone that comes into this, obviously, with the most experience out of anyone, your team doesn't have a lot of guys on it that have played in the Super Bowl. When that game kicks off, does that really matter once the game plan is installed?